very warm good afternoon to each and every one of you. It's always lovely to see all of you. Thank you very much for being here. Of course, we're going to be talking about many things and many things of importance. But first, I'd like to introduce myself. For the ones who know me, a big hello. For the ones who don't know me, I'm Neha, Dhupia, a staunch supporter of Share the Load movement and your host for this afternoon. Well, I welcome all of you to this eye-opening event. Eye-opening इसलिए क्योंकि as we move forward, we will be talking about multiple statistics which you must be listening. Actually, years तो open होंगे, but eye-opening event बिल्कुल याद रखिएगा क्योंकि we will be showing you multiple statistics which are going to be of interest, shock, alarm, and also a step towards a much more positive society. So we're going to talk about all that today. Well, today we're here to discuss a topic that affects all our lives minutely, which is gender parity at home. This is a topic that Ariel as a brand truly believes in. Now, Ariel India has always stood for progress and empowerment of women, and because they know that women are the backbone of our society. Now, each and every one of you do agree with me, right?
Yes.
Good. I like the fact that the back of the room is involved in answering my questions more, and I love that. I see some lovely ladies here. Oh, back at you. That's so nice. But it's just always so nice to see a room full of women out at work. I'm going to pause what I was going to say for a minute and try and get to know all of you. So we're here today for the men. Our lovely members of the press were sitting right in front. I know most of them. And for the lovely ladies, I feel like I know you either through your Instagram pages or I will get to know you. Am I right? Am I treading in the right path? Okay, good. And we're here because someone back home is a great team member and is sharing the load. Okay, excellent. And that's exactly what I'd like to see, because I must tell you that I've also been a part of this movement for many years. And I haven't seen, women show up in such large numbers. The percentage in the audience is looking far better than it ever was. So give yourselves a huge round of applause. Well, having always been an ally to them, by them I mean Ariel, Ariel is committed to progressing the lives of women across the country by addressing household inequality, like I just mentioned. And it's great, like I said, lots has changed, that's why all of you are here. To this effect, the brand is effectively raised, that's fine. Alright, she's taken a call, which is good. But to this effect, okay, missed call. Alright, the brand is effectively raised to mirror to society with its Share the Load campaign since 2015, seeking a better world where there's equality within the household and hence happier households. How many of you agree? When there's equality at home, it's just a happy place to be. It's so important. Like I feel it. And even now, sometimes I feel like the few days that I feel that it's getting lopsided, those are the days I'm just like, I'm not a happy person. And when I feel like it's either lopsided in my favor or equal, it's a great day at work and at home. And that's where the balance really lies. With Share the Load, we have made laundry the face of the change we are trying to drive for equality across the country. Yes, in 2015, Ariel raised a very relevant question, which I'm happy to raise here as well. Is laundry only a woman's job? We love that answer. It's only the female voice that's answering that. Is laundry only a woman's job?
No!
God, I like that. I like that, there's a parity even in the voice now, which is great. And to draw attention to the uneven distribution of domestic chores in 2016 with the Dads Share the Load movement, the conversation was aimed at unearthing the reason for the disparity, which is the cycle of prejudice passed down from one generation to the next. At that point, I still remember I was in Hyderabad with Ariel talking about this wonderful campaign in 2016 on stage with my dad. And what's amazing is that from that very day, lots changed in my house as well. And I'd like to thank Ariel for that. In 2019, Ariel India reignited the social conversation on household inequality with Sons Share the Load and asked a pertinent question. Now this is a question I ask myself every day and I work on every day. Are we teaching our sons what we've been teaching our daughters? That's so nice. Please identify yourselves. How many parents we have here who have sons and daughters at home? This is great. So, sorry? Daughters, yeah, exactly. And the question is, it's great how in unison, like the answer was, yes, we are teaching our sons what we are teaching our daughters. Now in 2020, with the next one being the most important one, and I love the sound of this campaign, and that's what Ariel India did. I love the sound. I remember, I think I was right in between having 2 children, so a lot of you will agree with me. In 2020, with equal sleep, Ariel focused on the impact on women when men... Okay. That's fine, it's just a little check. Everything okay, sir? Alright. Okay, in 2020, with equal sleep, Ariel focused on the impact on women when men don't or are not capable of sharing the load. The lady has to compromise on something as basic, and I'd like to take away from that, maybe not basic, but the lady had to compromise on something as basic as her. Have we been in the position where we compromise our sleep at any point in our lives apart from the 4th trimester? Are we going to collectively change that along with the Ariel Share the Load movement? Yes. Alright, I love this. I love the fact that we're getting a yes to my entire questionnaire here, which I'm building on the go, but we'll have some fun with it. Now in season 5, we asked men a pertinent question. If men can share the load with other men, why not with their wives? And encourage them to see equal, because when you see equal, you share the load. Now, have you been in this situation, or any of you been in this situation? I'll have the men answer this. Have the men been in a situation where they go out and they have, say dinner or, hang out at another friend's place, and then they help in cleaning up and doing the chores, but when they go home, they're just like, again. I love the honesty. Who said yes? There's a man who said yes. Please identify yourself, sir. I want to tip my hat off to you. Wow, there's somebody who said yes. Thank you. At least, it's such a huge step towards making a change, understanding that there is something that you can change in yourself. So, huge round of applause. Now, season 6 was about silent separation. That's the scary one, throwing light on how couples tend to slowly separate and grow apart in lives when they don't share the life in real sense. Uthenge, apna kaam karenge, the housewife or the woman in the house who even goes to work will get up, do her chores, and daily it just becomes a checklist of chores instead of being a marriage. Anyone experience that? Maybe for a day, maybe longer? Yes. Seeing their parents do it? Yes. There you go. So it's so important, the conversations that are being had year after year for 9 years now that Ariel is having through the Share the Load campaign. Now, Ariel is back with season 7, and that's what all of us are here for. And this year is going to be an equally exciting edition. So are you ready to witness the next stage, what season 7 stands for, Share the Load? Okay, so yeah, I know that all of you got very consumed with me taking it stepwise, and a lot of you were getting flashes of your house ki shayad ye mere ghar mein hota hai, ya ye mere ghar mein hota hai, ya ye mere ghar mein hota tha aur ab badal gaya hai. So I was in this situation as well when I went on stage with my dad, and a lot changed, and it's very generational. So or to have a son and a daughter, and to kind of raise them exactly the same way. Like, I don't even know how to differentiate in the sentence because I don't know any other way. And I know that a lot of moms here also feel the same way. We don't know any other way. And I feel like conversations like Share the Load have changed mindsets, not only just ours, but of our parents, and will change mindsets of the future generations to come. Now, I can keep talking, but but I know that you're looking forward to meeting more people who will share their experiences on stage. Are we ready? Yes. Okay, so more importantly, before I call them, I must admit that I'm happy that we live and breathe the concept of sharing the load. So let's have a huge round of applause for it. And without further ado, let's welcome two illustrious personalities who grace both the silver screen and our hearts. Anil Kapoor and Sonam Kapoor. The radiant Sonam Kapoor celebrated not only for her impeccable style but also for her compassionate heart and commitment to her roles both on and off screen. Joining her, Mr. Anil Kapoor, the epitome of timeless charm, continues. Sonam and Anil Kapoor.
लाइट ही नहीं सही लाइट कुछ भी दिया राजन बैठ जा राजन अच्छी राजन कपूर साहब
Sonam, Anil, we'd like you to take your seats right here, and also like to invite on stage Mukta Maheshwari, Chief Marketing Officer, Vice President, from Canada, India, and Josie Paul, Chief Creative Officer, ViralBollywood, India. There you go. Like I said, I should stop talking because we have far more interesting people who are going to be talking about share the load. We'd start with the most interesting man on stage. Sorry, Josie, I'm taking that away from you. Well, I'd like to start with... Ready, sir?
Always.
I'd like to start with Mr. Anil Kapoor. As we discussed here today, Ariel's kind of transformative movement of share the load. Now we witness growing recognition of the importance for men to actively participate in household responsibilities. We've witnessed this over the years. It's been 9 years since we started this. Now, where do you see the momentum in the movement? Where do you see it lies? And what do you think has contributed to it?
Thank you so much for making me part of this, uh, campaign or this panel, which is over here. Thank you so much for all of you all being here. Well, I've been part of Share the Load in the past also, so I have a, kind of a history, and I've been a huge fan of this whole campaign of Share the Load, because I'm part of it because I believe in it, and I have not believed in it just because, that it's, it's the most happening thing. It just happens. That's the way I am. I didn't have to make an effort to be the way that Share the Load. It just, you have to be fortunate that, that you meet the right life partner, life friend in your life, and automatically you don't have to tell him or her what to do and what not to do, share the load. It just happens very organically. So in my life, when I saw and I heard about the concept, I just identified with it and I believed in it, and I'm so happy that again I'm back over here with Ariel to not share the load, but more than that. Yeah. So, for me, I feel in my life, it started many, many years back when I first met Sunita.
50 years ago.
50 years old.
Wow, it's really been 50 years.
Yeah, 50 years been together, so, there were times when I met her, obviously I was not doing financially very well, and she was really taking care of a lot of things, and that's the way we share the load, where she stepped forward to share the load where money is concerned. So it's not only just doing the household job. Like, for example, there are times when there are certain things which I couldn't afford, very small things. But I didn't have to tell her, it automatically, she would share the load, and like traveling sometimes, and sometimes we go out for a meal, and sometimes we go to a normal restaurant, sometimes we want to go to a slightly better restaurant, we're dating each other. So automatically she knows that, of course, I don't have the money to pay the bill. So she quickly slips out from a bag and she pays the, before I can come to know that she already paid the bill.
She pays the bills.
Now she's taking revenge.
She still pays all this. My dad has no idea.
Yeah. So that understanding has to be there between partners, friends, especially husband and wives. That you share the load. And when you share the load without really making an effort and not making it obvious and making that other person feel about it, I think that's the wonderful part of sharing the load.
Yeah. I truly agree, and I take my hat off to you. 50 years counts for it just is. Let's just sit back and meditate for a minute on that number, guys. 50 years. That's amazing. And to hear that Anil Kapoor didn't have money. So I just want to say it. I just want to say it on stage because he said it. But this is great. No, but I also think that this is exactly what we were talking about, parity at home. And these are the conversations that we want to have and go forward, and we want to continue having. And this is such a fine example of sharing the load, where there is equality, there's respect, and there are no questions asked. I feel like that's the space that's the point in a marriage or back home where everybody wants to reach at some point. And you're such a great, shining example.
I don't know the great part of it, but I think full marks to Sunita, my wife.
Always, yes.
And that's the best thing to do, is always give the full credit to the better half.
No, but I feel like you're taking it away from yourself also, and you're also doing a lot, but that's very, very sweet of you.
The most important, I think, is sometimes the mental sharing. And today, that's become the key. That understanding has to be there between friends, partners, husband and wife, or obviously, that you share the load when you know that if I do this, she'll be more relaxed, or he'll be more relaxed and calm, and you share that mental load, and automatically, see, physical load is fine. I'm not saying कि आप बर्तन मांज रहे हैं या खाना बना रहे हैं. You do it with joy. And when can you do every work with joy? When you have shared the mental load. Then automatically you share and you understand that the one look of the eye, the walk of that lady, the person, the husband, the wife, the way she's talking, the way she's sleeping, the way she's sitting, you come to know there is something which I have to share the load, and you share the load and get that kind of joy and happiness so that she can or he can do what they're supposed to do and then share the load. And that's what is also very important.
It's so true. It's also mental, the understanding the mental well-being of where your partner needs to and should be. Because you're such a great, guiding light to all of us, but most importantly to Sonam. Sonam, we're going to move and ask you the same question. Now, what's your perspective on this evolving trend? What do you think has contributed to the momentum of this movement called Share the Load?
Firstly, I obviously this campaign has become so iconic in a way where, especially in India, where a large percentage of women are basically housewives and running the household, and a lot of women now also working, so they end up doing both. I think it's very important to have this message in all these campaigns that you guys have been doing, especially because we're in such a patriarchal society. And it makes me really happy to see this. I've grown up in a very, I don't know how to explain it, in a very different atmosphere. Obviously, my dad and my mom have been very open-minded, and they have a true partnership in terms of taking care of everything. I was reminding dad of a story where my sister wasn't well, and my dad was shooting for Romeo and Amira in Rukki Rani Choruka Raja, and my mom was just like, just take care of her on set. And I was on set alone with my dad, and my sister was not well. She wasn't well, so she was with my mom. And I remember that one incident quite clearly, where my dad became the stereotypical caregiver, what we expect women to be, for a child. And I think that was something that I grew up with. So when I was looking for a partner, I was looking for a partner in the truest sense, where I'm sitting here like you are, Neha, and our husbands are with our kids, her kids and my one son. And I think that says a lot about the men we chose to get married to.
That's so well said, and really, I don't think that I could be up on stage or doing anything or have even 100% mental capacity to be present if my husband wasn't back home doing what he's doing right now. And there's no shying away from talking about him, and I say this with immense pride. So it really, it lets me be the person I am. It's such a huge conversation, not just we talk about self-love, but self-love is also about going out there and doing the things that you can do. And the only way you can do it is if you have a partner out there who understands your needs, and sometimes it's mental support, and sometimes it's actually being there and doing and taking charge and being the team at home that you need to be. So that was wonderful. Mukta, we're going to come to you. Can you please tell us what's in store with the new season, considering what has happened over the past 6 seasons has been immense, it's been massive. I've been a part of the movement, I think, from the very word go, and I see how much it's changed. So tell us a little more about it.
There is one cause that's very close to my heart, and I think you, Sonam, you talked about it. As women, we do believe we have a lot more to give, right? And movements like Share the Load do drive us to give that opportunity to give our 200%, not just in the house, but house and beyond. So what stays constant on Share the Load is commitment of driving equality at home. I think it all starts there. The brand truly fundamentally believes that women are the backbone of what the future society is going to be. And to enable that, you do need equal partnership at home so women can contribute and display the full potential and impact the larger society. You talked about all the aspects that have been going. What is same is driving equality at home, driving the push for having stronger and stronger home teams. We all operate in teams and work. That's a concept that comes so naturally to us. How about bring that concept home? Home is also a place where the stronger your team is, the better the output of the household. What is slightly different and nuanced based on how we see things evolving. The piece on mental health is very, very important. While 75, about 9 years ago when we started the campaign, almost 75% of men believe laundry was a woman's job. Only a quarter of those men today believe that it is a woman's job. That's huge progress, right? But why do we still need to keep talking about it? Because 79% of those same men still call their partners or wives on what to do when the wives are away. So the mental list is still with the woman. She's still checking out everything and guiding the partner at home. So what is different this year is putting a mirror or a view to that mental load that women carry. And really, really true partnership will be when men talk about not sharing her load, but sharing the load, because it is the load of the household. And just by saying sharing her load makes it her responsibility. But what we as a brand want to do is, it is both your responsibility. So I think that would probably be one of the things people will notice. Another thing we want to drive is the importance of role models. I think Neha, you, Sonam are absolutely amazing role models for folks in your industry, that you can do both. You can have a loving family, a beautiful household, but still go out and do, what you enjoy about self-care. It goes a long way in happiness, not just for you, but the household. And portraying role models in a film is another aspect, a woman role model who nudges and guides this young girl on how to sometimes leverage the home team a lot more than what she's used to. That's another aspect. I think at PNG, the whole mentorship program is very, very important to us, and I am a result of such a mentorship program where I can be here while my husband is taking care of my kids, and my work has, or my mentors have helped me progress so far. So yeah, I think you'll see same but different as we look at the next level of sharing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really well said. And at some point when you were talking, I was thinking that, कई बार होता है कि सब लोग हमारे घर आके बोलते हैं कि ये देखो ये इतना कुछ करती है, काम पे भी जाती है, ये घर भी संभालती है, ये सब करती है. And that's the only time in my head I think that मेरे को ये सब चाहिए ही नहीं, मुझे मेडल नहीं चाहिए, मुझे ये सब, I don't even need the praise. I don't want you to come and say this. I just want to delegate, or I want you all to just do some of my work so that I'm just happier. Sometimes self-love lies in going to work, achieving every day, accelerating. And for me, sometimes self-love lies just zenning and staring at the ceiling. And ever since I've had my children, I don't think I've ever done that. Like, I just want to lie and stare at the ceiling. Yeah, share the load so I can do that. So, there's, I don't know, Sonam's laughing because she knows what I'm talking about. Okay. He's like, what is she saying? But there is joy in that as well. But
it's piecing out.
Yeah. It's like, it's that. But I'd like to wait for that. Or like a 12-minute cat nap. Yeah. But there one campaign is about equal sleep. And it's great how you've taken it, and the progression has been step by step, addressing it mildly, but so importantly, and then the conversation changes. And I love the fact that the statistics have changed, the room has shifted, which means society is talking about everything we want them to talk about, and men are doing much more than they were. So, big ups to all of you and the entire team. Now,
thanks to this campaign.
This campaign and the ones in the past were 9 years
past,
down.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 7th edition. It's great. Josie,
Yeah,
you're such a brilliant man.
my team.
Yes, and your team. What was your thought process behind Share the Load?
Yeah, so just to give a backdrop, we started 9 years ago, and we have this stupid understanding among ourselves that content is king, but context is King Kong. Yeah? So for us, context is everything. What is happening in society? What's happening in the country? What's happening in the home? What's happening to us? So we have these deep listening sessions before we start a campaign. And in 2015, when we were starting this out, and my partner and friend, creative partner Hemant is here, along with all my team. Yeah, so we were sitting together and we were talking about what's happening in the home. And as we were talking and was getting deeper and deeper, almost getting to a confessional sort of level, one of the girls left the room and said, I think I remember something. And she came back saying, I've got a data point, which is that men spend 19 minutes a day on household work, but women spend 5.5 hours on household work. When we got that data point, we knew we had found our context. And that's when we wrote the line, is laundry only a woman's job? And share the load. So that's how it started. And then every year we began to try and understand what is the context of the world, of families. We try to understand this, and so we call it deep listening. We sort of spend a lot of time listening to people, social listening, research, listening to authors, and then through a collective process, through PNG, we sort of synthesize what we feel is the mood of that nation or of time. So actually you can tell time by looking at our work, rather than tell the work by looking at time. Yeah, so it's the other way around. So that's really how this starts. So each year, Neha, you said, how we sort of unpeel a new layer that is conditioning us. And we call it the hidden truth. That there is something lying within us which is probably coming in the way of things. And if you can find it, and if you can share it, then the work can become much better. That's what we try to do.
And it's done beautifully. So congratulations on that. Well, without further ado, I think it's time to move to the heart of the event. And let's take a look at the season 7 film of Ariel, Share the Load. Are we ready?
Yes.
Well, I have to say, what a heartwarming film. At the time, I noticed a significant shift towards encouraging men to not only acknowledge the physical aspect of household chores, but also take ownership and accountability for sharing the mental load, like you mentioned earlier. Now I'm going to come to you. I'm feeling a little like lump in my heart and teary-eyed. I'm like, go home, team, go. It's just such a great film. Josie, congratulations,
Fantastic, absolutely.
Really
Love
is.
the film, yeah.
I'm going to take from what Mukta said about the statistics. Now let me get this absolutely right. Through a survey commissioned by Ariel, it's revealed that 79% of men agree that their wives call to check on the household when they're not at home. So the wives are calling back to check. Why do you think that this is happening? Also, we'd first like to hear your thoughts of the film, and then we go back to the survey.
No, the film was fantastic. The performances are fabulous. It looks beautiful and it's very real, and I just it just touches your heart and makes you think, which is the most important thing. That when you go back, you see something, and then if it makes you think and it stays with you, that means something has been said with a lot of layers into it. Just not whatever they're saying. There are a lot of in the framings, in the performances, in the lighting. There is everybody's done it, and there is it's saying things without really saying things. Every expression, for me it works cinematically also. The film, so I just love the film. Besides the thought behind it, the idea behind it. And so you were asking why
why 79% of women who are away from home or who go away from home just for a bit also call back to check how everything back home is doing.
So I think because 21% of the husbands,
Are the
out of 79% of those women are not sharing the load correctly. In a way, I feel. Otherwise, when, of course, it's mothers are mothers, wives are wives. There is a certain kind of, which is, sometimes it just makes them feel good also. To some extent, there's something which, it just happens very organically also. I'm not saying it. I'm going very deep into it. I'm not looking at very narrowly.
No, we want to hear everything and every perspective.
Every
That's
perspective.
what we're
So,
here for.
that must be the reason. And if you have a partner and understands and can share the load, I think I think the percentage will get lesser and lesser.
As it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that's what. But I think the campaign is doing that. Somewhere, whoever sees the campaign, somewhere it not only it's not very on the nose and trying to sell something, which is also in a way important, but it's saying so many other things. Like for example, when I do a film or I do something which I want to do, which obviously commerce is very important for me, but somewhere I have to do things which make me I have to get that kind of joy, and then I've said something and I've made a difference to at least some people who watch my whatever work I do. So, and this campaign does that. So it's beyond. There's a lot. That's one of the reasons that I get very excited, and I'm very privileged and honored to be part of this campaign. And coming to the 79%, I think sometimes it really helps also, to a certain extent,
Yes.
that you're on top of everything, so things work beautifully. But if I think the percentage will get lesser and lesser, hopefully.
Yes, it will. And we're going to find out from Mukta how this percentage is going to get lesser. We're going to go to you, Mukta, from here. I mean, this is the 7th season, and Ariel is always aimed to fueling conversation towards equality in households. But when it comes to you,
I think they should have husbands like Angad Vedi and Anand.
on the dais, like we're hoping, and let's put it out in the universe. We're hoping, if not both, at least one of them before the afternoon ends, we manage to just put the energy. Should we just put the energy out that we get it? Yeah. Okay. Let's just, now that he said it, but
Absolutely, I can go on and on about Anand. The way he shares the load so many times. There's so many stories, so many incidents. I am
give us one.
so blessed.
Give us one.
I'm blessed. I'm so to have him as my son-in-law. He's like my son, and he's wonderful. And how beautiful she's looking. And she's here.
Genetics.
I think now more because of him, because he's sharing the load. He's in Delhi looking after. This is just so many things. The calmness, the way he and you both, the mental load which they're sharing, I observe it from a distance. And when I'm there, I can sense it, I can feel it. And this Nazar na lage, fingers crossed, please.
When he was talking about the 79%, he answered his husband, and now he's moved on to talking like a dad. Is great.
Sometimes, you
he's
feel
wearing.
scared to raise someone so much, But क्या करें, दिल से निकल रहा है.
He's not here, so it's okay.
Yeah, but I work with your husband also.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a wonderful boy.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I thought about him good. And
Who's also in Delhi with the
in
babies.
Delhi, and he's wonderful. And the way you all are. I'm so happy for both of you.
Thank you.
Trust me, I'm saying that.
Yeah, I know I do, because when I got married and you gave me a tight hug and you said congratulations and I'm really happy for you, and I remember you telling me, and I'm even more happy that you got married to Angad. Yeah.
You didn't give you credit.
It was because I got married to Angad. See, it was like, yeah, I know you're very fond of him.
Yes.
Yeah, and your choice in
I'm always right in these things.
yes. Well, it's really wonderful to hear stories that are straight from the heart. Now I'm going to move on to Mukta, because the 79% somewhere is disturbing.
She's so beautiful.
Thank you.
I think Anil sir is in a complimenting.
No, I mean it. She's, the spine is so nice.
She's also smiling because someone's sharing the load.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, but really, yes, you are extremely beautiful, Mukta. Sorry, I should have said that earlier. Now that we've embarrassed you enough, speaking of Ariel, 7th edition, what is different?
I do want to answer the question you asked, sir, on why the 79% women probably still call on. Right? Having gone through that journey, I can also relate to it personally. It comes with earned trust. While a lot of our partners are sharing or beginning to share the physical load, but because they don't take the end-to-end responsibility of that, as someone who still believes the responsibility lies with me, I just feel compelled to meet the check. Right? And that is the shift that we want to drive. And that is the view that Ariel shared about this year is taking. It is not just about, with the progress we've made, I think men have come a long way. We see a lot of men sharing the physical chores, the physical load, right? But there is still room for people to recognize the endless list that women run in their head. I'll take an example of laundry, right? The job is not just to put the clothes in the machine and wash them. To every woman whose child goes to a school, the child's uniform is almost a report card on how well she's raising the child. The mental load is the collar clean enough? Is the cuff clean enough? That tomato ketchup stain that he got, am I putting the right amount of detergent so that it doesn't come back? This list is simplified in a man's mind as put the clothes in the machine. That is the load that we want to focus on and move the conversation and drive the societal shift now in this 9th edition. So that's different. It is still about driving equality in the household. Ariel is the right brand and truly believes in it because we tend to design products which, irrespective of who uses them, will give you a superior clean, will give you a clean at your convenience, and hence we want to be at least laundry to be that chore where it is not a man's job or a woman's job. It is a responsibility that anyone at home can take. I talk about showcasing role models. It is important that women like us see role models who have done this. So we get that inspiration and feel confident that we can achieve something similar. Building a strong team, both at work and home. Extremely important. I wouldn't be here like Neha and Sonam if my husband was not taking care of my kids. And I'm giving my 200% to this job. Probably not, it wouldn't have been the same 7, 8, 10 years ago, where I'm still thinking, has the kid been fed? And what has been fed to the kid? But today I feel good because I've seen that change happen in my partner. It is important to me, and I feel very passionately about driving that change because the more equal partnerships lead to more loving partnerships. I think Anil sir is a testament to that. He talks about...
You can call me uncle.
No, he talks about 50 years is a very long... I mean, such a beauty. They started dating when they were 16, high school sweethearts. And imagine, it's so inspiring, right? It has to be a trusting, loving relationship of equals. A very, very strong team that we all can take some inspiration from. So yeah, as I said, still rooted in driving equality in the house, but with a mirror on the unseen load that a woman carries, with a mirror on role models that we as women can look up to and contribute a lot more to society.
That's so well said. Really. I mean, I was listening to each point carefully and I was just like,
Absolutely, I think, whenever these campaigns happen, I'm listening to you. There's always room for improvement. It makes me think again that even I want to become better. Honestly, trust me when I'm saying that. That's the impact of this campaign. That's the impact I'm feeling sitting over here, listening to all of you. There's always room to improve, and to become better, a better partner, a better team player, to home and outside. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
well, Josie, I'm going to ask you about the film. You did tell us about the Shed Load campaign, but I'm going to ask you about the film.
Sure.
How did the concept come up? And also, genius stroke with leaving the phone on.
Yes.
So, in the film.
Yes.
So, next time I want something done, I'm just going to leave the phone on, pretend like, just dive into Angad and be like, okay, now when I come back home, the job's done. But very powerful there, yeah? Tell us about that, not the phone bit.
No, firstly, I think the starting point is really the people who come and confess to us, the people who tell us their stories. That's from where we get all our ideas. Our team is, we know that we don't manufacture these things. I don't think of myself as a creative person. I think of myself as a listener. And when we listen and we curate, we try and understand the world better. So we started hearing that more and more women are sort of giving up on work-related opportunities because of the pressure of, the mental load of household work. And research further confirmed it by showing that 57% of women are giving up on opportunities that are better for them because they need to be thinking about the home. And we thought maybe we can do something about that this year. And that's why this campaign. Now, regarding the film, actually, if you allow me, let me just reconstruct this film because there are many layers to this. The starting point itself is mental load. You see that she's telling the husband back home where things are kept. Because just like me, you'll call your wife even if she's in the middle of a singing program. My wife's a singer, and ask her where things are kept. Yeah, this is like harakai, itarakai. It's a part of the mental load. And as you go forward, there's a further sort of mental load, which is she's saying no to an opportunity because she thinks maybe she needs to be back home. So you can see there's this double mental load that's happening in the film. But at the same time, there's a beautiful turning point when the boss comes and says, firstly there's an opportunity, there's a job opportunity coming your way. And then there's a very strong boss who's guiding you like an elder sister, saying you can, your team at home can also manage. And that beautiful moment of the phone helps a husband who's willing, but possibly because of conditioning has not thought about it. And that phone is that wake up, right? That light under the phone is the lighthouse for men, And so I think there are such beautiful layers to this film. While it's romantic and it's beautiful and that has a sense of maybe even Rajesh Khanna, I don't know why I thought of it. Sorry, just this first time.
Seeing a reminded of Rajesh Khanna, I saw probably on the DiCaprio.
Thank you.
Huge fan of that whole look. I love this hat.
Especially on that open car.
Open car, yeah.
Going next to the train.
The train, yeah.
I'll tell my wife. Thank you. So there's a total difference in our film. It's a lot lighter now. There's a sense of romance. We introduced a song. So there's something that we're doing here which has got many layers, but in the end we hope it offers change, it creates change, and makes people look at teamwork in a way that's not just about sports or about office, but like that boss says, your team at home can also do this. I think that's maybe what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's wonderful, and I feel like what's important is it's heartwarming, it's thought-provoking, all at the same time. And the light, yeah. I mean, whatever you like to call it, draw an analogy with life, light at the end of the tunnel, whatever is your, ring light in today's version, whatever it is. It's great, Josie. So we're going to come to you. And now there's again.
Hey, one second. Yeah. What about you? What do you think about the film? You haven't said anything.
I've been saying, I swear to God, I love it. I love the fact that.
He wants you to repeat it again.
Sorry.
No, really, and I mean on a personal note, and I mean now that we're all talking about anecdotes and what happened in life. Last week I was on a holiday. We were in Abu Dhabi. We were driving to Dubai, and this really happened because I was taking a flight to come back for one day because I had a work. I had to shoot for exactly 18 hours where I had to come back, and Uncle was like, "Hey, you go." And my kids insisted that no, we'll drop Mama halfway. So 30 minutes we were like, we'll grab lunch somewhere halfway through. And our little boy was uneasy, he threw up all over me, and here I am on my way to the airport. Literally had no change of clothes, because if you're going for 18 hours, you leave your bag right at the back. And the first thing that I thought was, let me grab my son. Somehow, we stopped. There were those malls, we pulled over there. We pulled up over there, and then, I started washing him up. And I was wearing this t-shirt, track bottoms, and a blazer. And Angad literally said, take your blazer off. He took it off. He went somewhere. I don't know what happened. Obviously, he went to the men's room. He cleaned every little piece of whatever was thrown up on me. And, under that hand dryer, he dried it off. And it took me about 20 minutes to get our son out again, feeling fresh, calmed him down. I walked out, and I'm giving you a graphic description of what happened, because it really happened. And, that's the time you feel that you've somewhere had the right conversation, found a match, and you know that there's this person, and your life is going to be fair and equal always. And I came and I was like, he's ready for you, because I was still taking that flight out from Dubai, and he looked at me and he's like, this is ready for you, and he handed over the crisp blazer back to me. And that's what your it was nothing, but it left me feeling like, everything is okay. Like you said, my home team is just fine. So, and that's so important, to be able to go to work with that feeling that, hey, you're doing this for yourself, but there's someone back home who's doing it all for you and for everyone who means so much to you. And I feel like these conversations that you had from the very word go, and this wasn't the case, because generationally it's changed so much. It wasn't so much the case even when you talk about, or if I've seen my parents, it was different when I was being raised, but now we're raising, a son and a daughter, and it's completely different. The narratives have changed, and thank you for doing that. Sorry, I got carried away, but it just reminded me of that moment. No,
Thank
really.
you.
Sonam, I'm going to come to you, finally. Okay, now again, we love throwing surveys at the two of you. Now, 57% of women sometimes decline work-related opportunities that involve travel due to concerns about their partner's ability to manage household chores during their absence. Now, do you resonate with this fact of the 57% women, and also, do you resonate with the film?
I'll be very honest. When I got married to Anand, this was, he's got a very, very taxing job, and as actors we work as I would say we're consultants to make it easier for. We have a job when we have a job, right? It's not a job that you go every day to and you have to show up, and he's the boss, so he has to be there, even if he has to be there. So sometimes it's me being like, okay, you have to go to work, and then I won't. And I realized maybe 2 years into our marriage where I was just like, I'm actually, because he's got so much work, I'm not doing a lot of my. And like you said, it's about self-care. You want to do the work. You are ambitious. I've worked since I was 17 years old. And that's a huge part of my identity and who I am. And it is something that I really always want to do for the rest of my life. And I had a discussion with him. And he's like, I feel bad because I should have encouraged you more to take up work and to do things. And I didn't realize, it's like conditioning. He didn't realize it. And then as soon as he realized it, he was just like, I remember he got on a call with Neha, who's my manager.
Not me, guys.
Yeah, not you. My
Don't
Neha,
call me for
who's
any
here.
deals for
Oh
Sonam.
yeah, and he's like, there is no way, if it concerns travel, that she should not work. Because my husband and I live between 3 cities. And right now we are predominantly in Mumbai because of my work. And honestly, I was in Delhi right now, and at my in-laws' house, and my husband and my son are all there. And I have traveled for this event and for another shoot because I know that he'd be well taken. My son Vayu will be well taken care of with my son, with my husband over there. So it's just a matter of learning with each other and reconditioning our mind to think differently. So even though I've always proclaimed to be a feminist, I don't know how I went back into thinking that way. Even though my mom is not like that, my mother-in-law, the first thing she told me was never stop working, even if you're married. And I'm married, touch wood, into a very stable background and a very stable household. So I just think that it's not about anything in society that makes you feel like it's completely a responsibility to take care of the house, to take care of your child, to take care of the whole load is on the woman. And believe you me, women are more than capable of taking care of it, but why should we? Why should we be doing that? You know? And that's something that I had to unlearn as well. You know? And so I'm so happy that brand like Ariel is thinking about that, and you guys are thinking about something like that. The unlearning needs to start happening.
Yeah, I think Sonam, what you said, the conditioning is so deep and so unconscious. It is the responsibility of brands like us to keep driving conversations like this, so we can in a little way nudge and question that subconscious bias and conditioning. Very well said. Very, very well said.
Well, lovely now that we've heard everyone on stage and we've heard some wonderful stories, anecdotes, thoughts, all of that. At some point you kind of willed something, or did we will it in the universe, hoping that maybe let's keep Angad out of this entirely, because let's just see. Itni baat ho gayi hai, Anand ki is taking care, this, that, and the other. You think we should just nudge you to just dial in and see what he's doing right now? You think we should do that? Yeah? Take a sneak peek as to what's happening. I'd love to be a fly on the wall right now as to see what's happening between Anand and Vayu, he's taking care of it.
Vayu, I don't think Vayu should be coming on the phone.
No, okay.
I've hidden him from everybody.
Okay, fine. So if Vayu shouldn't be coming on the phone, then who should be coming on the phone?
We can call him.
Oh, we can? Alright, there you go. We willed it. And it's going to happen. Are you going to dial in and can we get a glimpse of what Anand is doing right now? Okay, great. So,
Neha.
not me guys.
No, my Neha is over there and she's weirdly we are all very green. He's also very green over there.
This is what we call in PNG language proof of concept. So you claim something, the proof is right there. So let's see where this heads.
Yeah, let's see what Anand is doing right now as we talk about
I
it.
hope you have the signal.
There you go.
Oh God.
We've got Anand right here. Can you see us?
Oh my god, what's this? Headphones.
Yeah, no, sorry, the white headphones.
Hi, what's up? What's going on?
What's up? How's it going?
It's good. We're good.
Hi,
Doing
Anand.
great.
It's
Everyone's
me,
great.
Neha.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
that's.
Neha, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Everyone's looking great.
And what are you doing right now? Like right now, as we speak to you, what's happening on the other side of the camera that we can't see?
So Vayu is actually in this art class. So Sonam does she's really resourceful. So she's got a network of teachers that she knows, and she's arranged these art classes. So he was in the art class, and the teacher politely asked us to leave a few minutes ago because we obviously want to play with him and stuff, and so she asked us. So yeah, he's in the art class right now.
Oh, that's sweet. And you're monitoring everything.
Yeah, just been playing with him, and we wanted to make sure he doesn't miss his mom too much. So playing with him. Actually, the mornings are fun. I usually play around a lot with him. So I sort of take the morning part, and Sonam usually takes the evening part. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to drop. You were talking about sleep, right? Guess who gets to sleep 2 hours more? So I wakes up at 6 a.m. and so does my husband. So the mornings are with Anand and the evenings are with me. And right now,
I usually take him swimming. So actually the morning, up until now it's easy. It's the evening part, which is usually Sonam tells him stories, and I'm not as good a storyteller or reader like Sonam is. Obviously that comes with her profession. So that's the tricky part. But up until now it's good, yeah.
No, you do. And what's great is relaxed sitting over there, she looks relaxed sitting over here. And this is the conversation that we were talking about, having the best kind of a home team. And I feel like what you're doing is you're being the home team, and it's such a great example.
No, thank you, and congrats on the campaign.
Thank you. What did you think, Anand, on the film? Did you see the campaign?
I didn't see the full campaign, but I know a little bit about it. I think someone was telling me. Obviously you can talk about the hashtag as well. So, and I think it's a series, so it was there before as well, right? So I'm assuming it's like a continuation in that sense about making sure there's you share the load. It's something actually. It's interesting because Sonam and my brother talk a lot about it, and at home we talk about it because even in sort of our family business and apparel manufacturing, there's a lot around teaching women in going home and teaching their husbands about, and kids, not only husbands, but also kids about sharing household chores. So it's something actually I've been very lucky to learn about over a long period of time, and Sonam and our brother have been very educated and intellectual conversations about it, and I get to learn from them. So it's a familiar concept for me. I realize it's maybe not as familiar for everyone.
I have to tell you also, we have a manufacturing business called Shahi, and 95% of the people in our factory are women. It's almost
Factories,
we have 1 lakh factories, we have 1 lakh,
Yeah,
almost
right.
1 lakh women. And my brother-in-law runs a program called Good Business Lab, where they talk about good business practices, and we do is to educate women on how to explain to their husbands to share the load, actually.
Yeah, these women, effectively, they come in and they get, they get training and they're working. But a lot of times they feel guilty and they skip breakfast. And so actually the first class that they teach is about the importance of breakfast because to stay healthy and making sure that, their kids and husbands help. So, it's very sort of both sides, for women to be open talking about it and for the partners to be receptive and learn from it and unlearning a lot of, old habits.
Anand's grandmother started the business.
Yeah.
So she was working where her husband was.
Yeah.
Well, I must say that that's absolutely fabulous, and that's where I feel like the shift of the numbers comes in, from people actually doing to brands actually taking the voice forward, and like Ariel is with Share the Load. Anand, thank you. You've been such a shining example. Somewhere before, about 10 minutes ago, Mr. Anil Kapoor, who also happens to be your father-in-law, couldn't stop praising you. I think that monologue lasted about an hour. So you're obviously done very, very well, and you're also leading by example, because we love to see what's happening at home, but you've also given us a glimpse. But
there's actually actually funny, everyone's wearing green. I was wearing this green t-shirt earlier, and the guy was actually my favorite t-shirt of his, which is this one, and I think got some blueberry and some mango on it and stuff. So I'm just gonna take care of that now.
No, but before you take care of that, before we let you go and take care of that, literally and figuratively, before you actually share the load and go out there and do the laundry, can you just hold up Vayu's t-shirt? Because we can't get a glimpse of Vayu, we can at least get a glimpse of his t-shirt, which actually looks pretty big because you're putting it up like that at that angle, but it's cute.
He's actually quite...
Yeah, and then, Sonam, I think you should go stand there and get a nice picture. We want you to go stand there and get a nice picture.
What about Anand's t-shirt? Must be has paint all over it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a beautiful photograph right there.
क्या फोटो है नाइस फोटो
There's no reason why you should not be a part of that photograph. So yes.
I was waiting, man. You're calling me.
I was so
I have to wait for these opportunities.
No. How can we have Anil Kapoor here and not have him in a photograph?
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry, Anand, you're looking great, so is the t-shirt. Let us know. We're going to make sure those biceps keep working for a while. Because the photo op is going to last a little longer.
I appreciate the recognition.
No. What a beautiful moment that is. And right next to Anand, we can all hold these lovely placards that say, home teams, share the load. Anand, right? I don't know if you can see what's happening. I don't know if you can see us right now, but we're all
I can see you.
Okay, so we're standing right by you and making sure that you're the shining light when it comes to the home team.
Sweet.
Yeah. You can keep holding up the t-shirt. We feel like Mayu's in the frame as well.
Yeah, this is a cute one. It's a appropriate t-shirt. He's having kiwi today also, so that's another green. But I don't think you can see it on the screen.
Oh, 1 second.
No, it's okay. Bye, Ariel. Thank you so
Bye,
much
Ariel.
for joining us on FaceTime.
And you know, of course, happy to enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Anand. This was absolutely
Thank
wonderful
you.
and so special.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Neha.
taking our time.
अरे नहीं भाई प्लीज
And as we all know, numbers speak volumes. And actually, so last question for you.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन
What's your home team like?
The rest of the world.
Oh yeah.
Look at the children, yeah. You know, because you see, I feel somewhere, I think parents, they become role models. So you have to be very, very conscious about it in a way. And if it happens organically, it's fine. Somewhere, they obviously will try to emulate what the whole atmosphere of, the houses. So when they see there is a equality, and and they've seen there is a kind of a progressive and kind of a liberal attitude towards everything what they do, it definitely goes and seeps into the children. And that's what all parents should do who get married.
I couldn't agree more. Well, as we all know, numbers speak volumes, and today we have some powerful statistics related to Share the Load, to the Share the Load campaign that we'd like to highlight. I'd like everyone to please, can we have the other black cards, please? Black cards, share the data.
Of course.
This one, not this one, sir. We just get the new ones.
अरे
And while more and more men have started to share the load at home, equal homes is still far from reality. Right here, in front.
क्या हटा दो नहीं आगे आगे आ जाओ तो भाई लाल टी शर्ट शर्ट बहुत दूर खड़े हैं ठीक हो जाएगा सब क्लोज
Yes, sir. And we're glad to let you know that when we started, percentage of men who thought that laundry is just a woman's job was 79%, and that percentage has reduced, yes, reduced to 25%, like Mukha mentioned. And now that we have such an engaging and insightful discussion, it's time for this very special moment. Let's make the most of it. I think I need to drop my mic because now no one's listening. And with that, we'd like to thank everyone for being such an active part of this wonderful campaign. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the 9th year and the 7th edition of the Share the Load movement, as I'd like to call it, because it really has brought about this change. To take a good look at these panelists who spoke in their minds and who are here to lead with their voices and make sure that there's a change. And hopefully by the next edition, Mukha, we're going to have, what's the number that we were worried about? The 29%?
79 needs to go down.
Yeah, 79 also needs to go down. Also the,
It's already gone down.
57 needs to go down.
Yes, so 57, and there are many monos, and now I feel like I'm in a math vitamin class, but it's fine, I'll live with that too. And Josie, congratulations. Lovely film, Mukta. Keep doing what you do, because without women like you and workforces and your entire team, this has been absolutely fantastic. Sonam, keep lending your voice to all the right things like you always do. And sir, 50 years and onwards today. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, all right. So now we have some questions from the audience, and we'd love to take those questions. Yes. Sorry, I wasn't aware. I thought we were calling it a night, but thank God we aren't, because I don't feel like saying goodbye. Any questions?
No.
Yes.
माइक भी दो कौन पूछेगा रिपोर्टर है ही नहीं कोई पूछेगा कौन और नाइट क्वेश्चन से कराना नहीं चाहिए
While they're discussing the question, I must tell you, somewhere when I asked that there was one campaign that you did where men thought it was okay to like clean up with their buddies when they would go out and on like evenings out or whatever, but not come back and share the load with their wives. There was this wonderful man who actually said he's done that and he doesn't come back and share the load, but he's going to make the change. So yeah, this is how impactful your campaign is. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hello, this is Raj from Spices Raj Mumbai. So Sonam Kapoor, and asked why Ariel is so popular brand in India?
Well, I think it's because of the wonderful reliability of the brand, if I may speak for the company, because I'm sure you all have better statistics, and also for the fact that they're not hard selling their product. I think they're selling the ethos of the product. And when you sell what the ethos and the worldview and of the product, I think people believe in that more. And when they do that, then that's when Ariel becomes a more dependable brand, because a lot of women resonate with the idea that they're putting forward.
Do we have any more questions? Oh yes, we have one.
Hi, sir. Himani here.
Hi,
my question to you is, what inspired you to join this and be a part of this campaign, Share the Load?
Well, when I got married, a lot of people asked me if I was going to stop working. In fact, a lot of people in the industry still think that I'm not working. I took a maternity leave. I was working till like 2 years ago. I had to take a maternity leave because I had my baby and I was taking care of my baby. And I did work through it, but I didn't do any films or anything. Also, there was COVID. My baby is a COVID baby. So I feel like that question shouldn't even come in people's minds. But unfortunately, the conditioning is so strong in our society that people actually think that when you're married or you're a mother, that your life which you had before that, or what was something which was such an integral part of your life, is over. But that's not true, right? We would never ask a man that question when he got married or he had a child. But why is it that women are asked that question? There shouldn't, this conversation that we're having is a conversation that we need to have, but I hope there is a point where it's not even a conversation, where we have to share the load. A partnership should always be a true partnership. And I hope Ariel is successful, and we are all successful as people who have a platform where this question and this campaign will not need to be there at one point, right?
No, absolutely. I think it is important. We dream of a day where we have to stop this campaign, but we will not stop this campaign till we have driven the societal shift that we want to. But our ultimate goal is to stop this.
That's so well said. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. One last question.
This question is for Anil, sir. So what advice would you give to men who probably hesitate still in sharing the load?
I think
Great question. Great person to answer it.
I'm not the kind of person who gives advice. I always listen. As Joe said, I'm a listener. I take advice. But now that you're asking me, I think the sharing a load is one of the most beautiful things I've experienced. And if you share the load, I will tell all the husbands, you will have a much better, peaceful, happy, positive, you'll live longer. And look the way I'm looking.
That's the mic drop moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Neha.
I promise you, if you share the load.
Or be as handsome as Anil.
More
Please.
absolutely. No, peace, of course, yeah. That comes, automatically when you do that. When you have this kind of, it has to come from within. It has to come very organically, and this campaign will make that happen. I promise you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to start by thanking everyone here on the stage with me. Thank you very much, Anil sir. Thank you, Sonam. Thank you, Mukta. Thank you, Josie. And thank you, everyone who's taken our time and come and been a part of this movement. Please spread the word. You know exactly what to do, and we will change those numbers by the next edition. Right? Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
भागोगे तो नहीं ना भाई?